Product research. It can be one of the most tedious, confusing, frustrating, and time-consuming activities on your FBA journey, but it is the number one thing that you must get right in order to improve your chances of success with Amazon FBA. Before we get started, for those of you who are new to the channel or just subscribed, my name is David Liggins with no rep limits, and I sell physical products on Amazon. In this video, I'm going to walk you through step-by-step the tools that I use and how I use them to find me profitable products on Amazon that have done between $8,000 and $20,000 in revenue a month, guys. All right, so let's get started. All right, guys, let's go for it. So again, I want to just point out that these are the tools that I use to kind of help do product research for my business. I personally think these are the must-haves. I use a variety of tools, but these are the ones that I use every single time I do product research. I'm going to show you how I use the tools, why I think they're important and effective, and you can make a decision on whether or not you want to use them. In future videos, I'll go into a little bit more detail of my product research process. But right now, just setting you up in the foundation. So if you're on the fence of whether or not you should be getting these tools, or if you want to invest in your product research and invest in these tools to help you with your product research, hopefully this video can give you a little bit more information and figure that out. But I think they're must-haves. They saved me hours upon hours of product research, and I think they're extremely effective. So let's get started. The first tool that there are going to be three tools that I'm really going to be talking about. Two, but one of them has a couple tools. So this first tool is called Jungle Scout. You may have heard of this one. Greg Mercer, awesome guy. I haven't met him personally, but I've been watching a lot of his videos. I know people who have known him personally. I just think that he produces and creates really useful tools for Amazon sellers. There's going to be a lot of talk about how accurate Jungle Scout is versus other tools like Buyer Launch or Helium, etc. I personally believe that Jungle Scout is one of the most accurate tools out there. It doesn't mean it's perfect, but I think it's one of the most accurate. And when we're talking about product research, all we're looking at is enough accuracy to help point us in the right direction. We're not looking for exact numbers. These tools are all estimates because Amazon controls that data and they have it close to their heart, okay? So these are just tools to help us get a good understanding of the products and that particular niche so we can make an informed decision, okay? So don't think this is an exact science, guys. You have to, after you start getting a little bit more used to these tools and understanding how to evaluate your competition, you're going to have to change in the way you look at these products and evaluate these numbers based off of budget and a whole bunch of other things. But right now, I'm going to hopefully simplify this, show you the tools that I use, why I use them, and why I think they're important. So the first one is Jungle Scout, and it's going to be two parts here for Jungle Scout. It's going to be the product database, which is a culmination of all the products that sell, I believe, 1 unit a month, at least 1 unit a month. They gather all these products, put them in a database, and help you store them. A quick thing to note here is that, guys, these are cached, meaning that they scrape these items maybe, I don't know, 24, 48 hours. I'm not exactly sure the time frame, but they scrape these hours over some period. They store that data and then they scrape them again, okay? So all these things are not going to be exact. You may see some products that have a slightly different ranking, slightly different BSR, etc. They may be doing slightly different units a month, but again, it depends on when that data is scraped and pulled. But you can rest assured that these things have been scraped at some recent time frame so you can make a decision. The next one is going to be the Jungle Scout Chrome extension. I don't have that up right here. You can see this little dot right here, this JS. We're going to be talking about that, and that's really important. There's not one single product research I do without using that Chrome extension, okay? So that's going to be another tool. I think they're doing kind of a test between the single purchase for a lifetime purchase or the membership purchase. So I know they're doing kind of $1 million case study right now, so that's why they're testing a lot of this membership, etc. But right now, I think if you email them, at the time of this video, if you email them, they'll still honor their old one. But you know, they may change that at any time. So, but it's still absolutely worth it. With that being said, let's get into it. And so I'm not going to go into great detail of how I do product research. This video is not for that. This video is just to show you how I use this tool, why I think it's important, how it's going to save you time. And in future videos, we can talk a little bit more about the product research. So here in this section here, what you're going to have is a list of categories. You may look at these categories and think they're familiar. These are going to be the categories that you can list your products in Amazon. Depending on which niche that you're going to be in, you can select, one, two, three, or as many as you like. I personally like to select one. I like to select one and go into that particular niche and dive deep and find products in that category. And when I'm looking at a different category, say sports and outdoors, I like to select sports and outdoors and dive deep into that. This is just how I like to do product research. Again, you can refine your skills or hone your skills once you get used to the tool and how you look at your own data. But for me, this seems just to be just keep things less cluttered, and I know I'm focused on one particular niche and I'm not just searching for random products, okay? So just for this example, I've done a little bit of searching just to save some time in the video, as the video could be quite long, and so I can have some good examples for you. So I've gone and selected one category, which is arts, crafts, and sewing. Before we get to all these other categories, what I do want to say is there are categories you do want to stay away from, and I'll name them here. So we're not going to be selling appliances. For obvious reasons, they're going to be huge, bulky. It's just not, we're not in the business of selling these appliances in most cases, okay? So stay away from appliances. I also recommend staying away from books, CDs and vinyls. We're not doing any digital media and music. So books, CDs and vinyl. You're going to see music, movies and TV. There's another one, software. We're not doing software. We're not doing watches and jewelry. One thing here I do want to note is that electronics, again, I'm not saying that don't do electronics ever, but you may not want to do electronics right now if you're just starting at Amazon FBA. Return rates a little bit higher, defect rates, there's a little bit more certifications and barriers of entry. If you have a little bit more capital and you understand how the electronics environment works in this particular niche, this is probably something that you can go into. It's going to be competitive, but also have less competitors coming in because of that. But you have a lot of big name players in this space, and that's something that you want to be wary of, okay? We're going to stay away from electronics. I'm not going to do it. There's been people very successful at this business model without even touching electronics. So that's going to be my short little soapbox of that. I'm going to step down. Here we're going to have product tier. Product tier is between your standard and oversized. It's pretty self-explanatory, and if you're new to this just means that you're going to have your standard size, which Amazon goes into great detail on what is a standard size item, and then you have your oversized item. So these are items that are going to have heavier items, larger items, going to take up more storage space, and it's going to cost you more to store these things in Amazon. If you're just starting off with FBA, I do recommend that you start with something light and small in the standard size item. You could do oversized, but you got to make sure you understand your margins. And in most cases, you're going to be shipping this product with sea, not air, which means that you're going to take a longer time to figure out this product's going to work for you. Longer lead time, you're going to have to invest more upfront because you're going to have to buy more units because it's going to take longer for you to get your products into Amazon because of the sea shipping. Then you're going to have to figure out sea shipping. So there's a lot more logistics here to make oversized work. That's why when you're first starting off, I think standard tier is a great opportunity for you. You can airship, don't have to worry about all the sea shipping, the long lead times, and you can get started a little bit more quickly. It is going to be a little bit more expensive. This is why we want to get the small and light products. Seller. So I have all of these clicked. FBA, fulfilled by merchant, and Amazon. FBA is what we're trying to do. Private label. We're going to be shipping our products to Amazon warehouses. They're going to be doing all the distribution for us. With FBM means a seller fulfilled. So if somebody purchased something on my listing, I have to ship that item to that customer. Again, I select these because even though this is not our business model, we can still compete in this space. If somebody is selling an item that has a high demand, is doing very well, and they're doing it all fulfillment by merchant, unless there's some restrictions on why they're not selling it on Amazon, which they probably won't be able to list it anyways, we can compete with them with FBA in Prime. So if there's an opportunity there, we want to take advantage of that. And I also select Amazon. Shipped and sold by Amazon is what you see in this listing. If you go by, if you look at the detail page, you're going to say shipped by X company, XYZ company, sold by XYZ company, shipped by Amazon. This is what happens with fulfillment by Amazon. But with Amazon, it's going to say shipped and sold by Amazon. So this just means that Amazon is buying this, or they had their own brand and they're shipping and selling it for them. A lot of people kind of stay away from this. I don't, because a lot of the times they suck at their own listings for whatever reason, unless it's like the Echo and things like that. They suck at their own listings. The Amazon basics are crap, and you can really compete in this space, but you're not going to be able to compete on price. Period. That's it. The end. You're not going to be able to compete on price, but you're going to have to offer a better product, a higher quality product, and a better listing in order to compete, but there is opportunity there. All right, enough of that. On the next part here, you see filters. These filters are what we use to kind of filter the products that Jungle Scout pulls into his cache and database. I've kind of pre-selected some filters here to make this video a little bit shorter and easier to understand. Again, I'll talk about how I do my product research in future videos. But right now, I just set some parameters. I found a couple products to get some good examples for you guys right now. So in these filters, you have different things like price, your net profit, your rank, like as in BSR, reviews, revenue, sales per month, etc. Listing quality score. These are all very useful. But what you don't want to do is over-define. You don't want to over-define. I see these tools kind of break down when you over-define. So you're not going to fill out every single one of these things. You want to fill out a couple, and you want to refine with your eyes and looking at that data and using your brain, your knowledge that you're going to learn from this particular channel and other channels to kind of refine your criteria and look at analyze your competition. In this particular case, I set some filters. I'm looking at a price range between $20 and $26. I want to sell anywhere between 250 and 450 units a month. I said 451 here, and I'll tell you why. I'm looking at reviews between 10 and 150 reviews. And this is a little small tip here, golden nugget here. I put my maximum sellers as 3. This is going to eliminate a lot of the big brands like Nike and Reebok and Adidas or whatever, and a lot of retail arbitrage guys who jump on listings to sell retail arbitrage. So private label, we shouldn't have more than one seller. But at times, we could have a couple more depending on if they wholesale to other people. But that's why I put it at 3 or less. It's going to knock out all those big boys, all those other companies who are doing retail arbitrage or wholesaling, etc. We just want private label products. So this is a little golden nugget here for you guys. Reason why I did 250 sales to 451 a month. A lot of gurus, and I'm not claiming to be a guru guy. I'm claiming to be a guy who's in the trenches, who's just trying to share the knowledge as I go through the journey. I walk through this journey. So I want you guys to walk through it with me. But if you've been down in the space, in this Amazon FBA space, you'll notice that a lot of people say it fits in the shoebox, 300 sales a month minimum, 10 sales a day, yada, 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 $10 profit. Throw all that out the window, except the fact that you want to understand why they're saying this. They're saying this because, let's say I put 300 units a month, right? Minimum 300 units, maximum 350. That means I'm only looking at products that sell between 300 and 350 a month. Reason why is because if you're looking at something, for example, that sells, let's say 50 to 100 units a day, okay? And let's say 100 units a day. That means if you wanted to buy a month and a half or 2 months worth of stocks, you're going to have to buy between 4,500 and 6,000 units up front. That is a lot of an investment for somebody who's just starting off at FBA. But if you're finding a product that sell between 250 and say 400 units a month, you're buying anywhere between 500 and let's say 800, 900 units for your first shipment, which is way more manageable. This is why a lot of influencers say, hey, when you're starting off, look for something that sells about 300 units a month. This is why, because your initial investment is controlled. Unless you have big pockets or you have a lot of money, deep pockets, and you have a lot of money to invest thousands of dollars, you can go up to something that does 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 units a month. But remember, you're going to have to buy, 3, 6, 9,000 units in order for you to rank them, sell them, and then be able to get enough inventory in without running out. All right. So this is why we're kind of playing with this 350 to 450 units a month. So once you have all this filled out to your liking, you're going to click search, which I've already done, and you're going to get a list of products here. Okay. And, reason why I did this a little bit before, because I want to just show you why I'm using this and how effective this is. Okay. I'm not doing product research right now. This video will be like an hour long. But I'm just going to show you how I use this. So once I figure out what I'm searching for example, I'm doing arts, crafts, and sewing, I'm looking at that particular niche, I'm looking at this price point here and this many units a month. Okay. Once you figure out what you want to sell or how many units you want to sell and what your budget is, then you go down here and you look at your products. I went ahead and selected this one. Now, guys, I'm not saying do this at all, and I'll show you why. But this is just an example, so we can look at some good numbers. We can look at the other tools. So we're going to take this particular one as an example. So you can click this. You can see the ASIN here. I've already done this. So once you click this, it's going to open up another tab. So this is the product that we're looking at. So I have an idea, right? I have Jungle Scout web app. I have an idea of what type of niche I want to go for. I'm doing some searching. I'm doing some product research. All right, we're going. I say, you know what? This product is interesting. I think I can do this product. I think I can do it better. So we're going to dive deeper into this product. So let's go for it. So we look at this product, and this is my next step in that process and why I use Jungle Scout, and I think they're amazing. So we've already have roughly the criteria, but let's just check here, okay? So we look at this particular product, we see it here, we're like, okay, let's just verify, what it's doing. Because the Chrome extension is a little bit more accurate. It's a little bit more up to date. It's not cache, it's pulling it right now. So, this looks like our product. You see it there. It's doing about 576 cells a month. Again, that's an estimate. So between 500 and 600 cells a month. So about 13 a day, which is right in the ballpark of what we want to do. All right. And the reviews seem a bit low. This is cool. This is something that has good demand and low competition. This is good. And these have other information here like listing quality score, like if this pictures and listing is optimized, keyword is optimized, etc. I can go into that a little bit later in another video, but right now we just want to look at this tool right now, just kind of get an idea. So we'll see how effective this is a little bit later. So this is our product. We're looking at here, looking pretty good right now. So I use this again. I'm using this right now because I really want this number. I really want to see the true monthly sales as it is right now. And this is based off of this rank. Okay. So we can see here, we can see that this rank has been some steep fluctuations here in the beginning of the year. It looks like it may have just started selling. You can see it's going down, it's going down, it's going down, it's going down. And man, look at this. Since the summer, this thing has been, looking here. Yeah, pretty much since the beginning of the summer, this listing has gone down. Look at this right here. This is really low. They're really selling right now. So they're basically just like launched. Look like they're starting to rank a little bit, rank a little bit, rank a little bit. They're ranked and is doing fairly good here. This lets me know that they've been selling for a while and they finally got their ranking lined up and they're doing well. So this is good. So the next piece here, and this is going to describe the next tool. You want to go over here. You can go down here. We can close this right now. So we can go down up here and grab the ASIN here in the title, that one, or we can scroll down and grab the ASIN in the listing details here. Okay. So once we have that listing, once we have that ASIN, we're going to go to this next tool. And guys, this tool is amazing. It's called Helium 10. And this particular tool in Helium 10 Helium 10 is a series of different tools. Black Box, which is similar to Jungle Scout, is going to look for product research or do product research. They have other tools here, reverse ASIN tools, keyword search, listing builders, etc. So I love Helium 10, but I'm just showing you what parts I use the most. I use Cerebro. Cerebro is the reverse ASIN tool. And what does that mean? I can plug in one or even up to 5 or so different ASINs. And what it does, it shows me every word, keyword, search term that product is ranked for. Let me say that again. I grab this ASIN here, and when I search, it's going to show me all the all the keywords that product is indexed and ranked for. That's extremely powerful. And that's why I absolutely love this tool. So I've gone ahead and plugged this ASIN in. I'm going to do the reverse search. Don't mind this since I've done this search before. I'm going to say this load from history, but again, you would do new search and boom, here we go. This is where the magic happens, guys. So when you're looking at this, my mouse is acting funny here. When you're looking at this, we want to see when you're doing product research, how competitive this product is, right? So we look at it, 11,000 pieces, colorful rainbow, rubber bands, refill kit, set box, loom bands, large stores. Again, all this keyword rich title. What are the main keywords for this? There are two ways you can go about it. You can sit here and try to guess which one it is. I think, okay, the main keywords here are going to be rainbow rubber bands, rubber band refill kit, loom bands, possibly, I don't know what a loom band is, but possibly loom bands, right? So there are a couple different terms. So you can type in each of those search terms. You know, if I wanted to type in, let's say, rainbow rubber bands, I could type in that keyword. If I wanted to do loom bands, I can type in that. So that's another way to do it if you don't want to invest in the tool. Or what you can do is take that ASIN, go here, and look at all the keywords that this thing is indexed for. It's indexed for 450 keywords. Let me show you the power of Helium 10 and Cerebro. If I'm a private label seller and I'm thinking that I want to go after this product and I want to look at its potential, I want to know what keywords this product is ranked on the first page, right? So I'm going to say the max rank is 15 in most categories, 15 to 16 or so. I'm also going to look at volume. How much volume is this keyword getting? So how many times is the customer searching for this particular keyword? Why is this important? Because these are the keywords that we want to rank for, guys. We want to pick the main search terms and keywords that are relevant to our product, that helps customers find my product and that I need to rank for. This is how you do it. So I want to look at something. I like to do something that's above 1,000. Again, when I'm looking at let me explain this here a little bit. So when we're talking about the search volume, broad search and exact search, these are the two main things I look for. Exact search volume is the exact keyword, a search term that they use. So in this one, rubber band container, it is typed 72 times a month. And broad search is 72 times. It means that's a small keyword here. Normally not going to have these matched together. You can see different volumes here. But the exact search terms is 72 times a month. So somebody is typing in rubber band container 72 times. Now, yes, this may be ranked position 1 for a rubber band container, but this is most likely ranked position 1 because of its residual ranking, because it's selling so much. But rubber band container is not what we're selling. We're selling loom bands or rubber band refills and things like that. We're selling an 11,000 piece kit. So we know this is not 100% relevant. So in order to get the most relevant ones that have demand and volume, I like to put in a minimum of 1,000. That means 1,000 people a month are searching for this exact search term. This is things that you're going to bid on with PPC. This is going to help you optimize your listing, which keywords you rank for. This is very powerful. So let's go and search for that. So again, I have 450 index search terms, meaning that Amazon has said, hey, these search terms are relevant for this product. I want to look at all the things that we're on the first page for here, and I want a minimum of 1,000 searches a month. A minimum. Let's go. Let's apply. Look at that. It jumped it down to 5. 450 index terms to 5. And these are where this guy is getting most of his sales. Let's take a look. So he's ranked 5, 7, 9, 9, and 1. He's only ranked top 5 for one search term. And he's ranked top 10 for 3. And he's on the first page for these 5. Okay. So this is where this guy is getting majority of his sales. So let's go back here to this listing. Remember when we looked at Jungle Scout and we said that this guy is getting 576 sales a month estimated? He's getting 576 sales a month, mostly, not all, mostly through these keywords, these 5 keywords that he's ranked on the first page. So let's go a little bit deeper. Let's look at the exact search volume. You see here he's ranked 5, 7, 9, 9, and 11, right? Look at your position ranking. Yeah, he's ranked 5, and this one's getting 2,400 searches a month. He's ranked 7, getting 1,000 searches a month. He's ranked 9, getting almost 18,000 searches a month. Very important here. Although he's not ranked in the top 5 or top 3, he's getting 18,000 searches a month for this keyword. So this means that this is a high volume keyword. He's still in the top 10. So you can assume a lot of his sales are coming from this keyword, even though he's not ranked in the top 5. But he's also getting some some sales here for Rainbow Loom Kit. Rainbow Loom Kit seems very relevant to me, and we can check. So the next piece here is, let me see, Rainbow Loom. Here we go. Loom bands. These seem all relevant to me. Guys, I want you to understand how powerful this is. You're looking at the exact search terms that are going to be relevant for your product, that are based on your competitors and how they're ranking. If you want to beat your competitor, you need to beat them on these keywords. You need to be positioned higher than him on these keywords, and you'll get roughly, in theory, more than 576 sales a month because you'll beat him. Now, if your listing is optimized, of course, and you're selling the product is high, same quality, you got the reviews, etc., you should be beating him. Now let's go one step further, guys. This is how I do my product research and evaluate. So I want to see how relevant these things are, but I also want to see that. Remember, Jungle Scout is just giving you ideas of a product, a particular niche, right? So it doesn't mean that we're going to have to go exactly this kit, 11,000 pieces, rainbow kit set. Let's go a little bit deeper and figure out who's the top person in this particular niche. It may be him or it may be somebody else. The only way we can figure that out is figuring out, okay, let's see the most relevant keywords and figure out who's the number one competitor. So this one is a keyword that I want to be in the top 5 for, right? Because this thing is, almost 18,000 searches a month. So let's go for it. Let's click it. Rainbow Loom Kit. Look at here. This is the number one guy. And guess what? It's not the one that we looked at. Loom bands. We got some other ones here. Look at this, 11,500, 11,000 piece. So this looks pretty relevant to what we're doing. This looks pretty relevant to the product that we're interested in selling. But you know what? I want to get a good understanding of what this particular niche is doing. Again, I know this niche is already competitive, but I'm just gonna show you real quick. And now this is the power of Jungle Scout. Click it right here. Boom, it's gonna pull up all of this. This is the power of Jungle Scout. This is what you're gonna see and be able to help you analyze other competitors and this particular niche. This lets me know that high demand, high competitions. Normally you want to go for 5 and 6 and 7, 8 if you can find it. 9s and 10s you hard to find in most cases. But this one just shows me that there's a high demand, but it's going to be competitive. But don't go by this number itself. Let's figure it out on our own. Competitiveness is typically looked at by reviews. And we can see here that 1,800 reviews, 700 reviews, 500, 2,400, 700, 250, and then the reviews drop off. And you got some guy, lone guy right here with 400 something. Way too competitive, guys. If you see numbers like this, run far away as fast as you can. But for the sake of explanation here, I'm definitely going to go through those numbers for you. This is way too competitive. Stay away. You're not going to compete with here. You don't want to compete with here. These guys are crushing the market, and there's no reason for you to get in it right now. Find a different opportunity that is going to be a little bit easier for you. But what this helps you do is understand your daily sales, understand your monthly sales, and understand where these customers are ranking, also your pricing. This is very helpful. Look at the average monthly sales, 819. This is great. Sales rank is a little bit sporadic here. We got some high sales ranks, which is interesting. Price point is a little bit lower than we want to, average price point. So again, that's something to be wary about. We wanted the $19 or more. But the reason why we do this is because we looked at again, let me go back to it. We looked here. We want to understand what is the main keywords for this product, okay? We didn't know exactly. So we looked at this listing. We got this ASIN. We went to Cerebro. We did a reverse ASIN. We got the main keywords that this product is ranked for because we want to understand what keywords we need to rank for and the top competitors in this niche. We noticed that Rainbow Loom had the most search volume. That leads us in the right direction. So we looked at Rainbow Loom here. We pulled up this tool to figure out who is selling the most with this keyword. Who's selling the most is this guy. He's the number one guy, right? So let's look at him. Again, he's selling 5,500 units a month, right? He's a top guy. He's crushing it, okay? If he's crushing it, we want to understand why. The other guy was selling, the one that we found in Jungle Scout, the product database, was selling almost 600 a month. This guy is selling how many X times that? So we want to understand like way more, like why is he selling so much more? So let's do this again. Let's go down. This is extremely powerful, guys. Grab this ASIN. Go back to Cerebro. Type in that ASIN. Do a reverse ASIN search. Now, the reason why we're doing this is because we got the top competitor. And we're going to see why he's getting so many more sales than the one that we found in Jungle Scout. So here we go. Again, we want to know what he's ranked on the first page for. So maximum 15. We want high search volume keywords. Minimum of 1,000 a month. Let's apply that. Boom, we're going down to 24. This guy is ranked on the first page for 24 keywords. Remember, the other guy was ranked on the first page for 5 keywords. This guy's ranked on the first page for 24. That's why he's kept crushing it. But let's see where most of his sales coming from. Clearly, 18,000 searches a month roughly. He's ranked number 1. Look at this. This guy wasn't ranked. Band, what is this? A bracelet making kit. The guy wasn't ranked for that. The other one, right? He's ranked for this number 1. He's getting almost 13,000 searches a month. Here's another one. Loom bands. 5,200, 5,300 searches a month. He's ranked number 1. Another one, 5,400 searches, ranked number 1. 4,000, almost 5,000, ranked number 1. You see this? Look at all these keywords with thousands of searches that he's ranked number 1, number 2, number 3 in the first page. This is how you understand where people are getting their sales from. So I hope, like in short, guys, this is extremely powerful, and this is how you understand how you beat your competitors. We know now that this guy is on the first page for 24 keywords. That's how he's crushing it. We know that the other guy that we found in the database, if we look here, this guy right here, he's only doing what we say 567, units a month. It says 590. They must just update it. So 590 sales a month. Okay, he's doing 590. The other guy is doing almost 6,000. That's why he's only ranked on the first page for 5. This guy's ranked on the first page for 24. This is very powerful information. Now you know what keywords that you want to try to target and compete with, and you want to see how relevant they are. Anyways, guys, I don't want this video to be super long, but these are the tools that I use to do my product research, and I think they're extremely valuable. So if you decide to go ahead and use them, I probably have some links below somewhere in the description if you want to help me out and kind of purchase those things. I am affiliate for Jungle Scout because I absolutely love their product. I believe in their product. I use it every single time I do product research. I use Helium 10 every single time I do product research. These are just very powerful tools, and you can just see here some of the steps I take and kind of ensure how I need to rank, what words I need to focus on, and if it's too competitive or not. Anyways, guys, I hope you like that. These are great tools. So if you decide to use them, awesome. Let me know how they go. Jot some comments down. If you don't decide to use them, maybe there's some other tools. And these are not the only tools that you can possibly use, guys. There's other tools out there, but honestly, I think these are some of the best in the market right now and extremely helpful.